Hello everyone, Breach Titan here. This is yet another league. Welcome in. I'm going to try a new editing structure with this particular league, so hopefully it'll make things easier to watch and hope things will go a little bit quicker. So let's get right into it. We won the die roll, and we will definitely take the play. This is our opener. This is a fantastic opener. We will definitely keep it. Our opponent mulligans to 6. Breach Titan has been rising in popularity. I've seen it on MTG Top 8. I've seen it on the Facebook groups. I've seen it in person. It is really taking off. The popularity of the deck is undeniable. The power of the deck is undeniable in a field of Urzas and Ogos, if you play standard and other formats, and modern. It is definitely a big deal. Burn. Okay, at least it's not a creature. They play Monastery Swiftspear. Soccer Tri-Builder will definitely serve. Crash through. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. They attack. Our blockers don't really matter, so we are going to sack now. Get a mountain. And yield through this turn. They have not dealt any damage to themselves, which is pretty unfortunate, but we have a nice high life total, and we're not going to be taking any more damage from our land base, so that's pretty good. Turn 3 Breach. Wow, that is quite a draw. So we are going to do this thing. We put a Titan down, we get Titan triggers, finds Valor cuts, we attack, we find some mountains. Okay, they concede. Alright. We were only going to 18 them this turn, but there's no way they're going to 12 us on 3 lands and 5 cards, and we had another breach, so we're going right to sideboard. Alright, going into game 2, we're going to cut all of this, and we're going to bring in all of these, and let's go to game 2. Our opponent takes the play. This is a risky hand. We're Blood Moon proof, I guess. Well, a little bit. We've got a tiny bit of ramp. We need to hit a land. I think we can keep this. We'll keep this on the draw. Our opponent mulligans to 5. That is really not a good start for an aggressive deck like Burn. If they start on a creature and we stumble a little bit, which this hand can do, then Burn can probably, maybe mono red aggro and not Burn, or mono red Burn, I'm not sure. Alright, they begin with 5 cards. They play Mountain and pass turn. Okay, I can live with that. That's a great draw. If they were mulliganing to Blood Moon, we might be in trouble. Manamorphose. This is mono red aggro. At first I thought this was Burn, but turns out it wasn't. Light up the stage. Spectacle. What do they get? Alright, they get more ramp. Okay, so this is definitely a Blood Moon deck. Alright, so we have to dodge a Blood Moon, and then we can lay out an Obstinate Bailoff, which ought to be enough. This is probably going to be a Pyretic Ritual. Oh, okay, or that into Pyretic Ritual, and no Blood Moon, no Blood Moon, no Blood Moon. Oh, it's a Blood Moon. Oh, man. Oh, that's really not cool. Well, that leaves us with only Thragtusk, but maybe we'll get there with that. That's very unfortunate. Well, it might be time to add that second forest back into the list after this league. You're getting so punished by Blood Moon, trying to be bold and daring, having less than 2 forests in there, but that's okay. Oh, we can't Summoner's Pact because we don't have 2 green. I want to concede because I don't really want to show them much more. They've only got 2 cards in hand. They've done so little. I guess we'll continue playing. They've really done only 3 damage to our life total, and we fetched once, so let's see what their follow-up is. Alright, I think that's going to be enough. We're going to concede here. Okay, seeing the castle Ehrenbeth, and the mono red and the crash through in game 1 should have tipped this off to Blood Moon, and we sort of prepared for that by taking out a Valor cut, but we didn't prepare for it enough. So for game 3, we are going to bring in a Reclamation Sage and a Woodfall Primus, and we are going to lose Obstinate Bailoff and a lightning bolt. We're going to bring back in our search for tomorrows, and we're going to take out a soccer tri-builder and an explorer. And with that, we'll go to game 3. We will take the play. We can definitely, we can definitely keep this hand. We will keep. We will do this. This is a pretty good choice. I think we will take Obstinate Baloth and try to race their Blood Moon. They went down to 6. They're very obviously looking for Blood Moon. We're going to try for Obstinate Baloth and hope they can't turn 1 Blood Moon us, which will prevent us from casting any of this and leave us with the forest on the bottom of our library. So they cast Crash Through, which does nothing but draw them a card, and I don't mind that for their turn 1. We shock in Stomping Ground and cast Soccer Tri-Builder. And next turn, if they don't Blood Moon us, we can begin on Obstinate Baloth. And if they do take this turn off to Blood Moon, they do not take this turn off to Blood Moon. So they're probably holding up the card that prevents life gain, I suppose, Skullcrack, which would make sense. We're going to still cast Obstinate Baloth and make them have it. Even if they can stop us from gaining life, okay, that's a start. Even if they can stop us from gaining life, Obstinate Baloth being a big body will at least prevent their creatures from coming in on our life total for a little bit. Unless they have Crash Through and a sling of spells. Alright, into Skullcrack. I don't know, if they had Skullcrack in their hand already, I don't know why they would burn 2 Manamorphoses to use it, but that's okay. They'll have to stop it again. Even Blood Moon won't stop the Ragtusk this time, so I still feel pretty good. They cast Seasoned Pyromancer. This time we don't mind it so much. They discard cards and this lets them draw, right? Discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. Oh, they have to. They don't have a choice. But for each non-land card, okay. Alright. Still feels pretty good for us. And now they can't stop the Ragtusk, which will reset our life total. We gain 5 life. We begin attacking. They team up to the trade. That's a great trade for us. And we have a Thragtusk still. We have a Bolt to clear out an attacker, clear the way maybe for a bigger attack. They have not yet found Blood Moon, so Valakut's still online. Another Seasoned Pyromancer, that's annoying. They discard a Skullcrack and a Mountain and make 1 Elemental, okay. And a Rift Bolt into the zone. That's a pretty decent draw because now we get to throw a Bolt. We cast our second Search for Tomorrow, and now this Mountain begins bolting them. We'll throw the first one at Seasoned Pyromancer so that Thragtusk is still a live blocker, or Thragtusk that does not run into any good blockers. And then we can force them to block with their Elemental. They have 2 cards in hand, they'll have 3. They have a Bolt to kind of cover anything spicy they might do with their small creatures. Thragtusk might eat a Rift Bolt and still have to eat another removal spell, which will keep our life total nice and high. So we feel pretty good here. They send it to Thragtusk, of course. They send a Bolt to the Beast, which is great for our life total. They allow to spike us. Bedlam Reveler, that's very unfortunate. That's a great card to finish for them. They draw 3 cards, and that's probably it for their turn. We need a Titan right now. Baloth will do. Baloth can be a blocker. Blood Moon, that's unfortunate. Now the question here is, do we want to block this and then bolt it and leave them with 2 cards in hand and us top decking, or do we want to have 7 and maybe try to race them? I think on this first attack we'll try to race them. With their Blood Moon down, this Obstinate Baloth becomes a lot more valuable, so we attack for 4. They cast Seasoned Pyromancer, which is another pretty good draw for them. Let's see, let's get eyes on their graveyard. Wow. I don't know about discarding Hazoret the Fervent. That card is a house against us. Yeah, it's a 5/4 indestructible. We would never get that off the battlefield. But okay, I guess they decide to go this way. We'd really like to draw a Summoner's Pact or a Reclamation Sage. So we're going to want either one of those. For now, we are definitely losing the race with this Seasoned Pyromancer, so I think we will pass turn here. Summoner's Pact, Woodfall Primus, or Reclamation Sage would be pretty good. They're getting their Prowess triggers up, which is unfortunate. This might be the turn we bolt. their Reveler to try and try and at least make it a trade. Oh, Hazard the Fervent, they had another one. Okay, that's why they discarded the first one so willingly. So now we are definitely in trouble. Skullcrack. They swing with the... Oh, I thought they would swing with the entire team. Alright, so we will block here. Oh, well. We'll bolt here. And then we'll block here. And now we really need to top deck a card that gets Blood Moon off the battlefield, or else we just lose, and we're probably likely to just lose anyway. That was not it. We'll cast Sakura Tribe Elder. Really all we can do now is pray. I think that they probably have us, but we'll play it out. We got again by Blood Moon. But this time it wasn't that we didn't have a second forest. It was just that we couldn't top deck into anything. Hazard the Fervent is a brutal card. Oh, I forgot it's got that. Alright, well, we lose this match. Blood Moon continues to teach us a lesson about only having one basic forest in our deck, but what can you do? We live and we learn. That's that's the best we've got against Mono Red Prowess, I guess, with Hazard the Fervent. So, alright, on to the next game. Alright, we are on to match 2 of this league, and we are on the draw, and this hand is a little risky, but we are on the draw, and we can burn a Simian Spirit Guide to get these ram spells going if we don't draw lands, so we will try this hand. Our opponent also keeps 7. Let's see what they've got going on. Wooded Foothills could be a mirror, or a pseudo-mirror if they're on shift. Snow-covered forest, it's escape shift. Alright, so we're a little faster than them, but we need to draw through the breach in order to make that a reality. Well, 2 bolts does not help. We fetch, we shock, we suspend, and then we pass. They use a fetch land. Let's see what 2-drop they've got for us. Maybe Sakura Tribe Elder, or... Oh, it's a tap land. So no 2-drop for them this turn. I guess that's pretty good for us. We need to draw lands now. That's the worst possible land, but we will take it nonetheless. We'll be okay passing here. We're not going to use our Simian Spirit Guide yet. Since they took a turn off for their tap land, I guess we can take a turn off for ours. We'll use a Lightning Bolt on their end step so that we're still using our mana efficiently, and I don't think we're going to be aiming it at any creatures of theirs. Although they are at 18, so if we draw through the breach, maybe we might regret. Well, if we draw through the breach, life is good for us anyway, so. They cast their Search for Tomorrow, they get a Snow-Covered Mountain, and let's see what they've got going on for their turn. Field of the Dead. So they're looking to escape shift us to death, it looks like. That's not a card you want to play. Does that enter tapped? Oh, I did not know that. Okay, well, it enters tapped. We bolt them. It's a little weird that they've got 5 cards in hand, 3 mana, and nothing to do. No Expeditions, no Sakura Tribe Elders, no Search for Tomorrows, Prismatic Omens, no Explorers, nothing. They are completely passing this turn with 5 cards in hand. If they just have a bunch of bolts, it makes me worried because I think they've got some spicy thing, but I don't know what it is. We cast our Search for Tomorrow. We cast our Sakura Tribe Elder. It's very unfortunate that we did not get a land this turn. Hopefully next turn we can start Primeval Titaning and just win. 2 Field of the Deads. Wow, their hand must be hot garbage. Are they just trying to get to 7 naturally and escape shift us? Because this is... I mean, it's scary for everyone because there's probably a universe out there where they can cast Ramp Spell and then escape shift next turn and then just beat us, but this is the slowest game. We need to draw through the breach. That is not it. Not even a little bit. Alright, we probably lose. We drew too many creature spells. 3 Field of the Dead. My word. There's a Sakura Tribe Elder for them. They immediately sack it to get a basic forest, which means they're probably definitely killing us next turn, so we would really like through the breach now. Come on, through the breach. We drew too many Primeval Titans and way too many Summoners packs, so they're likely to escape shift us. We can't escape the Screw Curse. Got 26 lands in the deck, 3 Once Upon a Times, and more ramp spells than ever, but we still got screwed, and here they come with escape shift. Oh, they have their own Primeval Titan. This is actually not bad for us. They've got 3 Field of the Dead and only, well, how many? They control 6 lands with different names. If you control 7 or more lands, oh, so they're going to start generating zombies here probably. They might get a Valakut and a something else. Yeah. Okay, so we're in trouble, but if we draw through the breach, we win. Is there any hope for us to win here? We can play Stomping Ground and go down to 12. We can get Primeval Titan. They have 1, 2, 3. They only have 4 mountains, but then their Primeval Titan attacks. And they have all these zombies. I think we just concede here. It might be an early concession, but yeah, they can still get a Stomping Ground and anything else and trigger Field of the Deads and Valakuts. Or maybe they get a Valakut. I'm just trying to do some math. Primeval Titan, well, our Primeval Titan would block theirs for sure. So one way or another, this Primeval Titan is eating 6 damage. They would 12 us. Oh, but we'd have to shock. We'd have to shock to get ours down. Okay, so we have to concede. We lose. Okay, going into game 2, we are cutting lightning bolts and a forest, and we're bringing in 3 life gain cards, and we're pretty much going to leave everything else the same, and let's go to game 2. We will take the play, we will keep the sand, they keep their 7, and it is off to the races. We cast Once Upon a Time and find this. I think this probably pulls us an Obstinate Baloth and calls it a day. There's probably a pretty good argument there to take the Simian Spirit Guide instead, just for the sake of ramp, but we'll find out as time goes on. Actually, now that I think about it, it should definitely have been a Simian Spirit Guide. We between all of this, we had turn 3 Breach in our hand. We completely punted that, but let's see if we can bring it back. That's pretty shameful of us. Our opponent starts with a forest and suspend search for tomorrow. Let's see what we can make of it. We draw land, we fetch a Stomping Ground, we will shock ourselves, and just continue the race. We've got all the lands we need. We can cast Obstinate Baloth. If we don't draw a Simian Spirit Guide, we should completely have kept that Simian Spirit Guide. But if we don't draw one this turn, or during our next turn, we'll be able to cast Obstinate Baloth anyway and gain some life back, I guess, between all the fetching and shocking we're going to have to do to make that happen. It's still going to be pretty painful, but then the turn after that we can breach if they don't kill us. Our opponent fetches, and they do not shock. That's pretty good for us. Let's see if they have anything to do with that green mana. It doesn't look like it. We will send this away. This is a very slow Scapeshift build. They really can't afford to be taking this many turns off to play tap lands. Maybe keeping their life total high is good for them, but we stumbled and didn't draw into anything good. We had plenty of opportunities to take the game back that last game. If they repeat that this game, we will definitely win it. We fetch, we shock, we cast Obstinate Baloth. We go back up to 18, which is still within Scapeshift range, but I'm pretty certain they cannot 18 us next turn, so we're probably going to breach and win next turn. They get their search for tomorrow. The worst that they could do is also play an Obstinate Baloth and go up to 23 with a land drop and the proper draw. They fetch, they shock. Is this an Obstinate Baloth? Why do they need all 4 mana this turn? Maybe they've got a Crumble to Dust. That would actually be pretty painful. They Soccer Tribe Elder. Do they have another? And they Farsi. Okay, so this looks pretty good for us. Oh, even better. Even better. Okay, so we Summoner's Pact now. We're pretty much going to lay out our whole hand here. Simian Spirit Guide will allow us to breach and have a land drop afterwards. This finds Primeval Titan. We cast through the breach. We put a Primeval Titan down. We're probably going to throw one of the bolts at Sacred Tribe Elder so that Obstinate Baloth can get through, because we either throw 3 damage here or 4 damage here, so it'll gain us the damage. Definitely yes. It will definitely find a Valakut and a Stomping Ground. I mean, we definitely have them more than covered here, between 10 damage on the battlefield, mountains in our hand, and of course our attack trigger. Primeval Titan finds a Stomping Ground and a Cinderglade. We'll throw 1 here. They will sack in response, of course. And we'll throw the rest at our opponent. We misclicked a no, but they forgot to send their Soccer Tribe Elder away. But we have 10 damage in the air, so we win game 2. Let's go on to game 3. For game 3, I like the bolts. I like the Primus. Yeah, we're going to leave everything pretty much the way it is. And with that, let's go to game 3. Our opponent takes the play. We are on the draw. This hand is a little weird. It needs a green creature to be worth... I think we can do better than this. We're going to mulligan this hand. They also mulligan to 6. This hand is a little better. I almost think we can do better than this. They keep their 6. We get a free Once Upon a Time. The Summoner's packs are very redundant. I wish these were ramp spells. I think we can do better than this even. We're going to mulligan again. This hand we can definitely keep. We can toss a Cinderglade. And I think we also want to toss a Once Upon a Time. Yeah. We've got 4 lands. Or 4 mana and a Primeval Titan, so hopefully we can draw well enough to make up the difference. But mulliganing to 5 is really not good for this deck, but I'm glad that we did it and didn't keep those first 2. They play a Stomping Ground tapped, which is a good start. That is really not a good start for us. We'll do that tapped and pass turn. We need ramp spells. Mono ramp spells. Or land through the breach. We want to hope that there's a land and a Through the Breach in the top so many cards of our library. Our opponent has definitely been taking their time throughout this match. We've got more than 4 minutes on them. I don't know what there's so much for them to think about. If they have the Once Upon a Time, they absolutely should use it now. Let's see how they play it out. They fetch, they have no need to shock, and they begin the ramp. This is probably not going to end well for us unless we can draw Through the Breach and just make it snappy. 3 Primeval Titans in a row. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, we'll pay for it. Now we're in pretty big trouble. They're going to continue ramping. If they kept a mediocre 6, they've probably got this draw covered. Tireless Tracker. Interesting. This card, I'm not sure about this card in this matchup because, I mean, we're trying to be faster than that. We're playing slow, but this would be a godsend draw if this were Through the Breach and the deck and the card on top of our deck were a land. We would love for them to play this. This is for long, drawn-out games like Control and Jund, but we'll let them have it here. We're going to just send this away now. I don't anticipate, we're already in Scapeshift range, and I don't anticipate Tireless Tracker is going to be dealing the final blow in this match, so we're going to just continue to do what we do and hope that this is a sign that they don't have much else to do with their hand. If this were a ramp spell, I'd be a lot more worried, and this is probably going to be a tap land. Oh, or not. Okay. So they suspend a search for tomorrow. Okay, so we really need to capitalize on Tireless Tracker. That's a start. That's a start. Okay, if there's a Through the Breach on top of our library, we might be able to turn this train around and win this match. Field of the Dead. So maybe they'll start drawing cards or not. Oh, that's really not good. Now they've got a Serious Clock and they are above kill range. And they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. And then if that's Scapeshift and the card on top of their deck is a land, then obviously we are in trouble. And they'll have multiple draws to get there. What are we going to do about it? We'll send this away. This will find a Cinderglade. Make that card less likely to draw and see what we draw. Simian Spirit Guide is kind of on the lame side, but we'll begin with that, I suppose. If they can't really win next turn, then we might have them. If they have no way to remove this Primeval Titan, even if they play their own Primeval Titan, we're not as scared of that card anymore. This finds a Valacut and yet another Cinderglade, and then we yield. So they need to have exactly land Scapeshift. Those need to be, because they're going to get their 6th land with this, then their 7th land would have to be on top of their deck, and then they cast Scapeshift. If they play Primeval Titan, they'll get a bunch of zombies, but then we'll have our Primeval Titans going, and we'll see what we can make of that. This probably gets a snow-covered something for them, so that Field of the Dead has got even more unique cards. Yeah. And the best thing that they could do here is start burning through clues. Oh, that's really not good. So they could afford to draw a card and look for Scapeshift. Let's see if they've got it. Okay, well, they're drawing cards. That's something. Our opponent continues to tank. We are now 5 minutes ahead of them. And they drew Scapeshift perfectly. That's really unfortunate. We just needed them to not have that. We're going to let them play it out, I suppose. That was the perfect... Well, then if it wasn't already in their hand, then Tireless Tracker won them the game just for giving them that one additional draw. If they didn't have that, then I think with an attack here and another Primeval Titan on backup, plus whatever we drew, ideally a land, a mountain, we might have been able to bring it back. That's such a shame. All right, they've got us. We lose this match, but I don't think we misplayed. I think we were right to multi-5 on that one, and if they didn't, they had to win exactly this turn, or I think we would have been able to bring it back. So we will concede here, unless they send even one. Oh no, they've got 6 triggers. Obviously, they're going to send it to us. Okay, so we're going to concede here, and let that be that for this match. We're going to draw a card and see what would we have gotten. Summoner's Pact. That wouldn't have been worth anything to us. But could we have won? Primeval Titan swings. Yeah, we 12 them. They go down to 10. We cast another Primeval Titan and then 12 them again. Yeah, we would have won. But that's how that goes. On to the next game. Alright, we're going into match 3 of this league. We are currently 0-2, and we cannot keep this hand. We definitely mulligan. This hand we can definitely keep, and we can lose Stomping Ground. Our opponent goes down to 6 them. Oh no, they kept their 7. And it looks like we're playing Affinity, and it's Affinity. Have not played this matchup in a while. Let's see how it goes. We definitely start with a fetch and a shock, which I don't like giving an aggro deck like this that much of a head start, but with Search for Tomorrow and Sakura Tribe Elder and Explore, hopefully we can ramp into controlling their board relatively quickly. They didn't have any 0 drops to start with. Steel Overseer is a pretty good draw, pretty good play for them. We definitely cast this now, since it's the first spell we played this game. I think we go for the Wooded Foothills here. Play it. Steel Overseer is definitely going to start making things painful for us, and all of their cards that we care about are evasive, so Sakura Tribe Elder is not going to make a very good blocker, but we will yield. They play a Spire of Industry. They play Arcbound Ravager, which is really not good for us because with Steel Overseer, and depending on what they do next turn, they'll probably be able to just kill us with Infect. So, life's not good. They use their last mana to animate Inkmoth Nexus so that it gets the benefit of Steel Overseer. So, I think they definitely kill us next turn, but we'll play it out. We'll sacrifice our Sakura Tribe Elder now. It's never going to interact with these 2 cards, and we kind of need a miracle. Lightning Bolt would be a pretty good draw here. That gets cast. So if they do go for this sudden kill and we have a Lightning Bolt in our hand, it'd be a spicy meatball, but we are... Wow. Holy cannoli, what a draw. I don't know what to say to that. I know I was just talking about it. Alright, we're going to start here. We're going to play Explorer. Actually, we want to draw non-land, so we're going to fetch this out first. We'll get a Cinderglade here. We'll play Explore. Okay, so this is the second land. If they can't beat us, if they try to beat us with the Arcbound Ravager, Inkmoth Nexus spiciness, and they don't have backup like Welding Jar or something, then we'll bolt them and immediately win. We'll have to outsmart their Arcbound Ravager with our Lightning Bolt. A good opponent would put us on Lightning Bolt, so if they know we have it, or if they play around it, we're probably going to get got, but we can survive a couple more turns of trading blows here, so they might have to try to go for something drastic to win, and if they do, and they don't leave backup, and they don't play around Bolt, then we can definitely bolt their Inkmoth Nexus. And if they just attack us for a bunch of damage here, we'll also be just fine with that. But Lightning Bolt was definitely a pretty fantastic top deck for us. Or our standard of play will have to be up to this draw. Like this card can definitely get us out of some trouble, but we have to be smart enough to know when to use it so that we don't die embarrassingly. Let's see what they've got. They cast Signal Pest, that's fine by us. They animate Inkmoth Nexus, that's also fine. They put a counter on everything, that's cool. They swing out, that's okay. Yeah, I think we can take this. If we Lightning Bolt anything now, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they put it all there, and then we lose. So we have to just take this. Let's see if they try to go for something spicy now. Maybe our pause. Oh boy. Are they seriously gonna put it all on Inkmoth Nexus? Do they think we're bluffing? There is no way! Wow, then Lightning Bolt was a godsend. I can't even believe that. Why would they go for that when we have this much red mana open? Wow, we win game 1. I thought they were just going to beat us up for 6 and then let us try to figure things out with Primeval Titan. Wow. Oh, wow. Well, geez. Okay. Let's go to sideboard. All right, going into game 2, we're going to take out these 5 and put in these 5. And hope that gets there against Affinity. And let's go to game 2. Alright, we definitely mulligan this. And we definitely keep this. We can bottom a Primeval Titan. It's definitely too soon for that card. Okay, our opponent definitely misplayed there in a rush. Okay, let's see if we can get this Collector Oof down before these cards matter. Hopefully we can. And they thought sees us. That's super unfortunate. Okay, so this is an interesting sequence here because we've got Force of Vigor and we've got Collector Oof, and these are both bad cards for them. I think Collector Oof is significantly worse, but if they take Collector Oof, then we're having to toss Once Upon a Time to Force of Vigor. Thoughtseize is definitely more complicated than I thought it would be, so we're gonna cast Once Upon a Time. We'll start with that. We will grab Bloodstained Mire with it, and then we'll Force of Vigor away their artifacts and let them have Lightning Bolts. Yeah, we'll just have to be okay with that. And they get Lightning Bolts, and hopefully this breaks their back enough, and we yield. So that was quite a turn one. We went 3 for 3, and we drew a Search for Tomorrow. So that's a start. We will pay a life. We will fetch and shock and suspend, and the race is on. Arcbound Ravager is a great draw. That's unfortunate. Maybe we can draw another Collector Oof. Oh, that's a card. I think next turn we'll be able to Collector Oof. Yeah, we can do it next turn. This will come down tapped. Next turn we can Collector Oof and have our 4 mana. Springleaf Drum, that's good. If we cast Collector Oof, they might be tempted to just put it all on black here again, or put it all on Inkmoth. I use the phrase put it all on black. Oh, wow. Okay. Get the clock started right now. Okay, that's a little awkward. They probably see a Collector Oof coming. Maybe. I don't know that they could see that, but... Alright, we definitely cast this here. Definitely finds Collector Oof. And then we cast it. They are obviously going to immediately put it all on Inkmoth Nexus and begin attacking with that. Wow, I thought they would at least leave Blinkmoth Nexus behind. If they've got another land in their hand, then we are in real trouble, but that's the risk that we take. They went in on Blinkmoth Nexus the first time and lost, and they'll probably win. Alright, there is definitely no card that we draw that gets us out of this, so I think we just lose, especially since we're taking the next turn off to pay for Summoner's Pact. I was hoping they wouldn't have another land in their hand. And our worst fears are confirmed. We lose. Alright, we're going to game 3. Alright, going into game 3, we definitely want our turn 1 back, and we can definitely lose more of these. And that's about it. Woodfall Primus is definitely, we're keeping that in for their back row. We're keeping Engineered Explosives in for their 0 drops or anything else they might have going on, but I think this is probably a fair enough way to go about it. So, on to game 3. This hand is super slow, but has a little bit of interaction and can reach combo. It's kind of a risky keep against Affinity, especially if they've got a Thoughtseize or their own Welding Jar or something to just... If they can stop one Lightning Bolt, then we might be in trouble. I think we're going to keep... They go to 6. If they go to 5, then we'll feel better about keeping this 7. Alright, they keep 6. Mox Opal, that's always a good card. Memnite, that's a good card. Vault Scourge. Yeah, I was tempted to bolt their Memnite so that Mox Opal wouldn't be on, but we had... Their Vault Scourge is a lot more important. But a rather modest first turn. I think we can live with that and not bolt their Vault Scourge. This will get a Stomping Ground. Alright, Force of Vigor is a phenomenal card there. We have to give up our Summoner's Pact to have it, but that is something we will gladly do if it comes down to it. Alright, that was a really good draw. Arcbound Ravager. This is interesting because I think we might be inclined to try and bolt Ravager, and then if they go into emergency mode, we can Force of Vigor some things. Let's see what they do with it. We'll let it resolve. We're not going to bolt anything for it. They go in. We will take... This finds a Stomping Ground tapped. Alright, it's their end step. Do we really want to pass again? We bolt here. Man, if they go big trying to avoid, we could really punish them. But I want to save it for Inkmoth Nexus. I think we can afford to wait just a... I don't know, I don't want to leave them up with like counter magic or a heroic intervention or something crazy like that. We're gonna bolt. See if they want to sack their whole field to keep it alive. They sack Vault Scourge, that's a good start. They sack Memnite. Alright, that's a really good start. Alright, that's pretty good. Do we now want to Force of Vigor? Nah. I'm inclined to just let them have that. They sack their whole board. They're not going to kill us with Arcbound Ravager, and they're not going to kill us with Inkmoth Nexus next turn, so we're going to just let that, we're going to let the bolt fizzle, and not Force of Vigor to follow up. That's good for us. That's really good for us. Alright, now I don't feel bad at all about tossing this Summoner's Pact away. This Affinity player is definitely a bit impulsive, so hopefully Signal Pest. That's good. Beginning of combat. I think we can do this now. Alright, that buys us some more time. Now all we need is lands. Well, that's a start. Let's see what this Explore draws us. And perfect. Absolutely perfect. Alright, we don't necessarily win next turn unless we draw a land. If we draw a land, we win next turn. And they definitely are not winning next turn. We're going to not fetch this so that we can maximize our chances of hitting land. That'll do. Good enough for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's good to know that we still have Affinity covered. We drew exceedingly well that game, and they were a bit impulsive. They were a bit too impulsive. They definitely had misplays there where they should have been playing around open red sources and cards in hand. They should have been playing better against that, but we'll take it. On to the next match. Alright, hello and welcome to match 4 of this league. And we are on the draw, and we will not keep this. Well, this we can keep. We will put a Cinderglade on the bottom of our library, and let's see what our opponent's all about. Tribal Fangorn. They play Swamp. Uh-oh. Is this Rack? That's not good. We will yield. They probably take Explore. Oh, they take Through the Breach. Okay. Well, we will start with Stomping Ground tapped. And if they play another discard spell, we can Once Upon a Time and just turn that into a land so that all they can get is Explore. Polluted Delta. Maybe this is Shadow. Breeding Pool. Collective Brutality. Instant or Sorcery. Well, we definitely cast this because they go for that if we don't, Alright, well, and that only finds the Stomping Ground, so they get Explore. Is this Sultai Jund? Is this Sultai Stuff? That's an interesting turn too. I was not expecting that. We will play the Stomping Ground or the Bloodstained Mire here, and if we need to fetch into a Once Upon a Time, we will do that. I mean, is their next card going to be Liliana? Is it going to be Tarmogoyf or Tireless Tracker? We could go any direct Tarmogoyf. Alright. Looks like just Sultai Stuff. And they missed a land drop, which is good for us. We will fetch. We will get a mountain here. And we will Once Upon a Time. I guess we'll get Primeval Titan with it. Why not? That's a great draw. That's exactly what I wanted to see right there. Okay. Alright, they've got a handful of gas since they're missing land drops now, so now there's their third land drop. At least they don't have double black, so Liliana's not quite online. They obviously swing. We obviously block and sack. We block. We sack. Finds a mountain. Alright, if we can draw Through the Breach, Flock Scour themselves. Is this some weird Sultai Shadow build? This is new. Oh, they Thought Scour us. Oh, do they have the Surgical Extraction? No. Let's see if we can draw Through the Breach. That's not Through the Breach. This will come down tapped. But at least now we're immune to discard magic. Counter magic, though, we can't fight through. So we will yield through this turn. And hope they tap out for like a big Jace or something. Although, why would they do that? They see we have Primeval Titan in our hand. Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, that's... What is this? Oko, Thief of Crowns. Wow, okay. Oh, and then they concede. Okay, that was weird. I was about to say, let's see what this card does in this format. Oko, Thief of Crowns is definitely the biggest thing to happen in Magic the Gathering for a long time. But I guess they saw the writing on the wall. All right, let's go to sideboard. All right, this deck seems to have a little bit of everything. So for game 2, we're going to take out all of these and bring in all of these. Hopefully we don't regret taking our bolts out. And with that, let's go to game 2. This is a weird hand. We're likely to get discard magic, but we are immune to Liliana. But if they Thoughtseize, we're in trouble, and Search for Tomorrow is awkward as Cinderglade. But I think we can keep this. I think that card advantage matters in this matchup, and we're up a game. So we're going to try this hand on the draw. Looks like they also keep their hand, and here comes a discard spell. Inquisition, so they only get Search for Tomorrow, which, okay, we can live with that. Okay, that's an awkward draw, but we will play it. We play Cinderglade and pass. They fetch. They cast Tarmogoyf. We draw yet another Obstinate Baloth. That's kind of an awkward draw at this stage, but at least once we hit 4 mana, we're going to just be casting all of these, so we'll yield again. Facing in with Tarmogoyf, of course, we're just going to have to take our beats and hope to draw some green sources. That is not a green source, so we are going to pass yet again. They didn't do anything with that last turn, so I'm assuming they might have counter magic waiting on us, and now they definitely do. Now we just have to start playing around that. But we'll continue to take our beats. That's really just not a good draw, but we'll continue going. Still can't cast our Obstinate Baloths, which really hurts. And the Tarmogoyf onslaught continues. That has the potential to be a good card, but we don't have nearly enough green sources, so we're still in trouble, and now we're missing land drops. I mean, now they've got Cryptic Command up if they want it. Hex Drinker, that's really good. So they're gonna level up Hex Drinker a bunch. Maybe we can get them by through the breaching? No, okay, so we're in trouble. How can we... Alright, there's nothing we can do. We're gonna just concede here. How is this what we drew? Wow, okay, we're gonna just concede. Going into game 3, we're going to cut a Soccer Tribe Elder and put back in a Search for Tomorrow so that we are just a bit quicker and hope to just draw better than that and go to game 3. We are on the play. We can keep this hand. We play Valakut and pass. We are redundant to Thoughtseize or other cards, so we let them have that. They take a Soccer Tribe Elder. We cast Soccer Tribe Elder anyways. And Obstinate Bailoff is still online for turn 3. Explore is a great card. So great, in fact, that I think we're going to go with that instead of Soccer Tribe Elder. Ooh, that's another pretty good one. We're going to do that so that even if they cast another... Yeah, we're going to do it this way. We'll get a Stomping Ground shot, and then we're going to cast our Soccer Tribe Elder. So now all their discard spells are definitely offline. And we don't even necessarily need to sack this. We don't have to worry about counter magic to get this down, because I think that Soccer Tribe Elder is slightly more important than Obstinate Bailoff. They're probably going to cast Tarmogoyf here, Hex Drinker, fair enough, and maybe level it up once. We are definitely going to cast Obstinate Bailoff here. This doesn't get got by Force of Negation either, so if that's what they're tanking about, they can go ahead and yield turn. We will offer the trade with Hex Drinker. They do not take the trade. So for their turn, they shock Breeding Pool. That means either, oh, they're going to just continue leveling up to try to get protection from things, huh? Okay. They Inquisition us, which is a pretty nice draw. They're trying to get this to protection from everything. We will try to beat it beforehand, I guess. This is unfortunate because this land setup right now puts us in a weird position with our draws. Let's see what we draw. Okay, I guess that's something. Offer them yet another trade. They do not take it. They go to 9. It's actually not bad that they go to 9 because now our Valakuts and Soccer Tribe Elders are really starting to look a lot better. I don't know how long this having protection from everything is going to matter when this is what's coming down on the other side of the battlefield. So it really does depend on what they do with their turn here. If they play Oko, then Obstinate Bailoff is gone, but Scavenging Ooze... Well, that gets rid of Soccer Tribe Elder and gains them a life, I suppose. But, ooh, do they shock here? This is a good question. Ooh, they do shock. Wow. I guess they can gain their 2 life back. I've got 2 Soccer Tribe Elders in my yard, so I guess that's okay. They do not attack. We definitely send this away so that Primeval Titan can be a live draw. Assassin's Trophy. Obstinate Bailoff? I think that was the wrong choice. They just turned my Valakut online. Why would they do that? Wow. Alright, we start throwing bolts right now. The question is, do we bolt here? Do we bolt... Yeah, we send the bolt to Scavenging Ooze. If we drop Primeval Titan, we win on the spot anyways, so we'll be okay with that. We definitely don't want them gaining life, assuming that we're about to start grinding things out. Wow, them getting rid of Obstinate Bailoff was a huge risk. And there we go. Let's begin. Now their life gain is gone, and they're down to 4. I really can't believe they spent their Assassin's Trophy on our Obstinate Bailoff and caught and bolted themselves in the process. That was something else. I thought they were going to go for Valakut. That would have been brutal. Alright, they're going to continue leveling up. We're going to yield through this turn. They spend all their mana, so now, unless they have Force of Negation and Blue Spell, any creature we draw is going to be pretty good for us. This is good for us too. Alright, so this is actually pretty close because they're going to be a 6/6 and they're going to be able to throw 9 damage at us next turn. What does this do? Draw a card, then you lose life. Okay, so they're definitely not ever doing that. But now Hex Drinker has protection from everything, which is a little awkward. They might add... Oh, I thought they would animate Creeping Tar Pit. They Thought Scour themselves. Are they looking for a Bell Threat? Urborg Tarmogoyf. Do they want to start drawing cards? It's good for us if they're spending mana to draw cards. Yeah, they're trying to keep their mana diverse and draw cards. That's pretty good. They'll definitely 6 us. If they have Assassin's Trophy in hand, we definitely... we probably lose the game here, but, oh, that's great. All right, have a counterspell or lose the game, and we win. Sweet. So our opponent was, I don't know, well, this deck is weird. It's like Sultai stuff, Sultai Jund. Definitely a weird deck. Their Assassin's Trophy, I think, that Assassin's Trophy play lost them the whole game, I think. That's where it really started falling apart for them. Our Obstinate Bailout was really not that important, and if they took the trade with Hex Drinker earlier on in the game, maybe, I think, I don't know, they have more life, but it'd be more of a top deck war, and I think they want that more than we do, but we win. All right, on to the next match. All right, we've got ourselves a match 5, and we are on the play, and we can definitely keep this. Hopefully, Once Upon a Time finds us a Sibian Spirit Guide. We will definitely begin with a fetch of a Cinderglade. And then we will Once Upon a Time and hope we can find some ramp with it. No ramp, but we'll take the coolest land here, and we'll pass turn. I'm going to try to finish strong with the industry standard 3-2. Looks like burn. Whoa. An Arid Mesa that does not immediately fetch? That's not what Arid Mesa wants to do on turn 1. Alright, we play our Valakut, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty slow one for us. The best we can hope for now is turn 4 Breach. And they still didn't fetch. They have 2 Arid Mesas, and they're only starting to fetch now? I thought they would at least bolt us at the end of our turn. Is this Jeskai control? Oh no, is this Red-White Prison? Ruined Halo into protection from Valakut? That would be pretty good. Bought back. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that are put there from the battle. Whoa! What a card! Really? Choose up to 2. That's something else. Okay. So we'll start here, and then we'll play this, and we have a turn 4 Breach. Let's see what it counts for. They're going to have 5 mana next turn. This is a very interesting card. Wow. That's why they waited on the Arid Mesas. Okay. Wall of Omens is a good start. We like seeing that. They can draw a card. We want them to spend all their mana and then not be able to stop our Through the Breach. They send 1 away. They send 2 away. Ranger Captain of Eos. Okay, I think... Oh, they sacrifice it to make us not able to cast spells. Okay, I forget that this can do that. So they can sacrifice Ranger Captain. They get Raven Inspector. They can sacrifice it to stop us from casting non-creature spells. That's unfortunate. If they send this away during our upkeep, we cannot Through the Breach. Yeah, that's super not cool. But it's still okay. This will enter tapped. Or not. Maybe we want to send it in during their end step. We're going to pay 2 life, even though that gives away that we've got spicy stuff. That should have been a Mountain Knight. I wasn't thinking about doing it during their end step. Blast Zone does not do anything for them. Ooh, 5/6 Sun Titan. Wow, that's cool. That's very cool. Sun Titan brings back Ranger Captain. That is a cool card. But I think we still have them pretty covered. Ranger Captain says your opponent's this turn. Okay, so they're going to try to toss it at us. So it was good that we left this up. So now we can do it during their end step. We bring our Titan in. We definitely 18 them before we even reach combat. Or before we reach blocks. That is. We get 2 Valakuts. And now they can send their Ranger Captain away, and we really don't care. There's nothing we can draw that makes what's going on in our hand better than what it was. We go to attack. We get 2 mountains, and they lose the game before they block. Bam. Alright, so we win game 1. That was definitely a very interesting game 1. They have brought back, they have Ranger Captain, they have Wall of Omens, they have Sun Titan. So we'll know that for game 2. Going into game 2, we're going to bring in these and take out these. I think that they're probably going to have a number of 2-drop enchantments that might be able to mess with us, and they've clearly been able to bring creatures back from the graveyard, so we're going to see if that does the trick, and we'll leave our Woodfall Primus in as kind of a catch-all for any non-creature permanents that might mess with us, and with that, let's go to game 2. We are on the draw, and this is a crazy hand. Man, this hand would be a snap keep if this were a land. We can, if we draw nothing but lands, this is a turn 3 Breach. So I think with us being up a game and generally favored against decks like whatever our opponent is playing, I think we can risk it. We've got 26, oh no, we sided out of a forest. So we've only got 25 lands, but I think we can keep this. We're going to try it. Our opponent starts on plains. What a big surprise. Thraben Inspector. We knew that. And our faith has made us well. We draw a land. We will start with it. and heal through this turn. If we can keep going just like this, we will be on turn 3 breach path. Opponent attacks with Raven Inspector and fetches. Let's see what the follow-up is. Maybe they blow their clue. Charming Prince. This is new. They are choosing to scry 2. Okay. Oh, it could also blink things. That's a cool card. No wonder humans is crazy about this card. Wow. So they scry 2. They top and bottom. We shock this in. We cast Sacred Tribe Elder. And if we draw an untapped land next turn, we breach. In the meantime, Sacred Tribe Elder can absorb a little bit of damage. I am really liking the way our hand is stacking up now. Ooh, Amiria. That's going to be critical when they reach 7 planes. Right? Is it 7? Yeah. Is it itself a plane? No, okay. They attack with all. We block here. We sack here. And now it's on us to find an untapped land. That does not do it. So we have an engineered explosives here. I think that we can cast it for 2. And then we can let it go when it's ready. They draw a card. I think we can bolt. Actually cancel. If they play Ranger Captain Avios, we definitely want to be able to bolt that, so we will be okay with that. I almost bolted Raven Inspector there, but Ranger Captain Avios is such a good card for them. Stopping through the breach is really all they want to do. So we can continue taking their little beats here, and now maybe this will make them scared to play any 2-drops. They attack with everything. Let's see if they have a follow-up for 3 mana. Crucible of Worlds. Ooh, that's clever. So now they get their fetch lands back. Oh, that's very clever. That's scary. Targeting Cinderglade. Alright, that's pretty bad. The good news is, if they Ghost Quarter us again, we can definitely get a Through the Breach in, and then follow it up with a more Primeval Titans. So that's something. Let's see if we can just do it all here. Cinderglade, great. Okay, so we're definitely going to just Through the Breach them, unless they have some weird surprise. What does the White Force do? I don't know what the White Force does, but unless they've got some weird surprise going here, they don't have much to be thinking about with 0 mana. I'm trying to think of what we could get got by here. I don't think this was the wrong play. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now even Ghost Quarter can't get them out of this. We're going to just do the standard thing and 18 them. If they Ghost Quarter us, we get a mountain and win. If they don't, we play another Summoner's Pact and win. I mean, they're just in so much trouble. We get 2 Valor Cuts, standard 18 damage package here. We get 2 green sources. We want to keep our green sources up now that they're doing the Ghost Quarter thing, but I don't think it really matters. We 18 them, they go to 1. No matter what they do, I mean, even if they could handle all of this, what's going on here, we can just bolt them to death. It's really kind of a foregone conclusion. Okay, it looks like they're willing to go to their turn and play this out the long way. If they Ghost Quarter literally anything, they just lose, and they just lose. We get a mountain. This deals damage to them. I don't know why they would do that. I guess they took the scenic route to conceding, but we win. Okay, I don't know if our opponent is trying to just be very, very salty and let themselves time out, I guess. But they Ghost Quartered us and are paying dearly for it and have not conceded. They have not used their priority to do anything, and they have not passed priority, so still waiting on them. Okay, and they lost, and we went 3-2, so at least we got our money back. So lessons learned with this build. We definitely got by Blood Moon in that first match. So do we want to go back up to 2 forests? I'm still not quite convinced. Facing Blood Moon 1 in every 5 matches does not really scare me enough to want to go back to having 2 forests, because they're just so clunky when playing with Valakut. So I think that we did decently okay for what we played against with that Blood Moon. Plus with Force of Vigor and Reclamation Sage, hopefully we should be able to, and breaching in Woodfall Primus for value, getting Blood Moon off the battlefield. I think that we're still fine against Blood Moon decks with only 1 forest, even though we definitely did feel a pinch in that first match, and then we did lose that match. Affinity, Sultai stuff, and this mono white deck at the end are definitely matchups. Well, Affinity's a bit on the rise, so maybe I should be expecting to see more of that in the future, but those last 2 decks definitely were not. So lessons learned against those decks was that I guess we're just better than them. The mono white one, I never really felt in danger. The Sultai one had potential to be pretty interesting. I think that with Oko and some other things going on in Sultai colors, with recent sets and recent builds. A Sultai deck of that caliber could definitely rise to the challenge. There are a lot of cards that that deck has, and it has all the ingredients to make a pretty good Jundy grindy deck. But I guess they just did not have it, and that's how that game went. Versus Mono Red Prowess, we just couldn't get there with the draw. Maybe we misplayed. I have to be a little tighter with my mulligan and sideboarding options. But you know, we drew pretty bad, and you know, we can learn some lessons, but we can also just accept that the luck of the draw is going to always have an influence in this game. So that's that. We're going to keep this list as is. I like it. It's running pretty neat and clean, very tidy. Going down a Once Upon a Time because after turn 0, this card is really not that good. And going up with bolts so that we have a little more interaction. That game against Affinity kind of proved why we like having bolts. And maybe in the future we'll go up in Anger of the Gods somewhere in the 75, but right now this list is pretty good as is, and that's what we're going to play for now. Alright, I hope you like this video. I hope you like this new kind of format I've got going on here, and I hope you enjoy watching. We'll see you in the next league. Thanks. Breach Titan out.